and the current temperature is 85 degrees. I'm Sam Scott for KTUI.
Talk with Sandy.
Talk to Sandy.
That's right. Have nothing to do with that.
Right, go ahead.
Hey, good morning and welcome back. Here we are live at the White Mule Winery on the high plains of Gasconade County. A blue sky, 83 degrees this morning, and you know, not too bad at this juncture, but things are going to heat up as the day goes on. We're going to hit around that 100 mark, and you know, there was a cool front come through yesterday, so to speak. Sam, I guess I'm talking to you here, but I was out cutting hay, and the cool front happened to be hot winds, you know. So, you know, I know that there was a front move through, but it wasn't necessarily that much cooler. But hey, good to have you along here this morning on KTUI 1560 AM, 94.1 FM, or possibly you're watching live on Facebook. If so, good to have you aboard here. And a good week it was last week. There was a lot of stuff going on. We celebrated the Thrasher show at Rosebud, and I think a good time was had there by all that came. And this week, coming up this week, we have the Gasconade County, actually it is the 75th annual Gasconade County Fair. I would like to say that I was at the first one, but I might have missed it by not by very far, but you know, I might have missed it. Excuse me very much. Let me get something in my throat here. Okay, we'll try that. So it's coming up July 27th through the 30th, and a good time will be had by all, and the theme is Diamonds and Denim. And we have two very proficient ladies here that are going to talk about the Gasconade County Fair. Actually, they're part of the executive board. I'm not exactly sure what their titles are, but they'll probably tell us. But I know both of them pretty well here, you know. I'm not sure if have both of you been on the radio? I know that Brenda Kuhlmeyer has, haven't you?
Yeah, I was the other year, I believe, at the fair.
I think,
briefly.
yeah, okay, and Brenda Kuhlmeyer is here, and then my sister-in-law, who just celebrated a wedding anniversary a few days ago, and the only reason I know that is because we celebrated yesterday. But she's been married longer than we.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.
Congratulations to that. Well, you know, it comes and it goes, and it's all good.
We'll celebrate Saturday night.
Yes, we will. And we actually did it last night just a little bit and had a great evening, but that's all good. So, ladies, the fair is coming up, and what a big event, and how incredibly much work that it takes to put these particular events on, and it's all volunteer. Unless you guys have, one of you have probably got to be treasurer. Maybe in fact you are. See?
Yes.
Have you given yourself a raise at all?
No, I haven't, and I've been treasurer, full-time treasurer since '06, part-time since '05. And
wow.
so, no, I still haven't asked the board for a raise. It's about time though, right?
You go ahead and ask.
She's going to get the same kind of raise everyone else gets.
Yes. It's a big round circle.
It takes an awful lot of work, and it is volunteer through and through, and boy, that just reflects an awful lot on you all, and it reflects a lot on our community, because it takes a lot of hands to get this job done. I don't know, have you ever kind of put through and looked at how many people or how many shifts that you have to fill there? It would be incredible if you look at all the food stands and you look at the gate, you know, and you know, the security, everything across the board there. And how many hours of labor it would take to do it. Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It is. We did,
Chuck Edel would be the, probably the expert on that because he handled the volunteer help for so many years.
yes.
And since he's off of the board, it's been a struggle. Others have kind of stepped in to try to figure it out, but it's a lot of people.
It is a tremendous amount of people, a lot of fraternal organizations, you know, a lot of businesses, you know, across the board. But, you know, it would be interesting to sit down and spend a few minutes to figure that out because, you know, so many people that, you know, we even, I mean, not so much us, but, you know, people say, well, you know, I have to go work there and still have to pay to get in. You know, and, you know, I just would like to have facts to them and say, okay, do you want to have a fair? I mean, that's pretty blunt, but, you know, the bottom line, if you took all of the people and paid them even a minimal amount of money, there wouldn't be enough money to go around, period.
No, the fair would be broke.
You would have me for entertainment. So it would really be broke instead of who's entertainment, whatever. We always have great entertainment lined up, and you know that takes a lot of work. So, what do you do? Brenda's Kohlmeyer is treasurer, and you're on the executive committee also.
I'm the secretary.
You are the secretary.
I'm the secretary. Annette Pfeiffer did it for years, and she asked me to do it 2019, I think, maybe 2018. So I've been doing that, you know, since then. She does a lot. She has a lot of roles, and so I'm the secretary, and then I do advanced season tickets.
And Nick Baxter is still president?
Yes.
He's been president for a few years, hasn't he? Or not?
Yeah,
3 or 5 or something in that neighborhood?
I'd say at least 5.
I would too, because he's been in here and, you know, he's been around a period of time, but it takes a lot. And then you not only got the executive committee, but, you know, every part of the fair has another committee to help take care of entertainment, livestock, you know, grounds, whatever, you know. They all have these committees and they meet separately and do their own thing. And advertisement, I mean, if you even grab the fair book and you look how many people advertise in that, and I know Woody used to do a lot of that too, and and Brother Kenny, you know, used to work a lot, you know, selling and getting the advertisement and picking all those things up. There's you know, a lot of work, you know,
Yes.
and there's no question about it at all.
And this year we had to have a commercial refrigerator replaced. So last night, a group of guys came up, moved the old one out. This morning, the new one is being delivered. Extra people are there to make sure it gets set in place. And so it's not just a 4-day event.
No.
There's people that will say, well, the fair only goes on for 4 days, but it's a year-round.
Sure
you know,
it is.
There's 2 months of the year that we do not meet, so basically 10 months that we have meetings. And
it just, you know, when the fair is over, you immediately start taking notes and start thinking about next year on what you did correct. I mean, I was on the fair board a while, you know, for a period of years too, but what you do next and what you're going to change and what, you know, has worked out. And, you know, the entertainment is something that you have to really be in focus for, so you have to start setting those dates already.
Yes.
In order, because that happens, you know, in the fall, if I remember right, you start going around to, you know, different entertainment venues or whatever to try to get your entertainment booked for next year.
They generally try to get entertainment that is coming our way, because there's been years when they've said, who would you like to have? Well, they're not performing anywhere close to Missouri, and the cost then to get them would just be astronomical.
Right.
So
Not that it's cheap anyway, you know what I'm saying?
No,
But
it's not.
But if they happen to be in the Midwest, you know,
Yes.
those things work out, you know, a lot better, and, you know, get them within a day's travel, you know,
Yes.
on their buses or whatever, because, you know, they got to look at their cost and, you know,
Right.
what they're providing also, so it makes a difference. So where did Diamonds and Denim, the theme here, come from this year?
The diamonds is 75.
Well, that makes sense. See, I haven't been married that long yet, so, you know,
That's the 75 is the diamonds.
okay.
So,
Denim, I mean, that just represents us. I mean,
It's the
we're
country.
at the fair, we're country, and, you know.
Absolutely, and you know, I got that part of it. I don't
didn't get the
see as
diamonds.
many diamonds.
No, there's not many diamonds floating around at the fair.
But,
If you find one somewhere, someone's already lost it.
Yes,
And what's interesting is Cuba's county fair that just finished, they were also 75 years, and their theme was Diamond Jubilee.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well that, and the cover was did by Barb Ferris. She's a lady in town, correct?
Yeah.
And
She lives
is
in
the Barb
Bourbon.
Ferris I know or no?
She helped at our picnic, Charlie. That's the Barb Ferris,
Really?
Stanley's girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, there's two Barb Ferrises.
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly.
there
So
is,
I didn't
because
realize
I
that.
immediately assumed the
Yes.
one, you know, from Owensville.
Yeah.
Generally, our cover is designed by the school kids.
Yes.
And this year, no one turned any in.
They did not participate.
And so then I believe someone just asked her, because she is a very good artist, and she said, sure. And she helps at the fair. Anytime we have the benefit tractor pull
Sure.
that we partner with the Shriners on, she's always in the food stand helping.
So, and it depicts what most of our fair books look like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's art, and it combines all of the above together, so
Yes.
it's very good. Well, the daily events at the fair are packed, you know, as always, but in general, the fair starts on Wednesday, correct?
Yes.
And it goes through Saturday night.
Yes.
And, you know, it hasn't been all that long that we started on. I remember when we started on Wednesday night, maybe it's been longer than I thought, but that's usually a bargain night for family, correct?
Yes, it is.
So what is the bargain this year on as far
It's
as?
the same, $10.
Yes.
$10 to get in.
So that's one night a family can come and had a day pass for $10 a piece, and virtually everything's there. They've got, what else they have on Wednesday?
The carnival,
The carnival, the bull riding, and barrel racing will be at the lower track on Wednesday.
Okay. Is barrel racing new?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the barrel racing is something new, besides the
thought
bull
so.
riding. And then at 6 p.m. is our opening ceremony. Little Mr. and Miss is at 6:30, followed up then by the Queen Contest.
The Queen Contest, and also the Fair Board gives recognition at that time, usually, correct?
Yes. Yes,
community
we do.
service,
Our
community
yeah.
service award.
Community Service Award, and are you going to continue that this year?
Yes.
So someone, but it's a secret.
It's actually listed in the book.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Lois Cruz from Herman
sure.
and Virginia Bushmeyer.
No, that was last year's.
Oh.
Okay.
Virginia Bushmeyer.
So this community service or awards that go out to people, you know, that have had their focus on the fair for many years and have contributed a lot, an awful lot to
Yes.
the Gasconade County Fair.
This year, one of them is Nancy Steffens, who she works for the extension,
Okay.
but she does a lot with the youth
Okay.
and getting things lined up, you know, for the fair. And then it is in memory of Clyde Haseman.
Yes.
And then his wife Lynn.
Okay. And they
Yes.
too have been contributors forever and a day, and they grew
Yes.
up there,
Yes.
and are families that have made a huge contribution. Have you ever did a memorial, or do you recall a memorial
Like a-
community award? I'm trying to think.
The year that we lost Max Abishon,
Yeah.
Okay.
his family received his award, and that
Okay.
was the same year that my husband Dennis passed.
And
And
yes.
so they did those two in memoriam.
And Bill Miller.
Yes.
In 2011.
Okay, so it's a good practice, you know,
Yes.
without a question. It's something that reflects and honors those people, you know, that have.
But it's also community, because they're also involved in so much, just like last year I was saying about Lois Cruz and Virginia Bushmeyer. It's not just the fair,
No.
it's the things they do outside of the fair in their community. I
Yes.
mean, it's just, they're
It's a
involved in-
reflection of them as
Right.
Yes.
as their contribution, you know. And you know, speaking of community, I mean, this is Gasconade County Fair, so you know, as a lot of fairs are, you know, a lot of the way they were set up, Montgomery County, Crawford County, you know, they're named after, for a lot of them are named after, you know, those entire counties, because it is countywide, and the ultimate, the original purpose of the fair was to bring your best. For farmers, you know what I'm saying, and rural people, for the very most part, they brought their best of the best, whether that was livestock or peaches or tomatoes or, you know, what have you.
Their horses, their mules
their-
when it first started. Yes.
and their crafts, you know,
Yes.
they would, I mean, if you go back to the original, that's what it was all about. And
Yes.
then you got recognition from your community. If you were a great quilter, you know what I'm saying, you got a blue ribbon or whatever, and then it was, that was a recognition of it. But it has always been focused on the youth. You know, for the very most part, it has been focused on the youth, and that's when the extension and 4-H
Yes.
and FFA and everyone got involved, because that's what it's all about.
They're our future.
Develop, you know, those individuals that are, you know, starting in life process, and that goes all the way down to the bucket calf show. That is what's the age of that? Maybe 6 or 7?
On
4?
the Pee-wee,
Yes.
it's 5, 6, and 7. And then 4-H, it starts with age 8. And so, yeah, like I said, that's our future.
It is our future, and it's our present, and it continues on, because
Yes.
all of our kids, you know what I'm saying, started, you know,
Ours too.
there.
Yep.
And,
Yours
you
too.
know,
Mine too.
and most of them are participating some way, you know what I'm saying, in the fair today with their kids or with their volunteerism.
That's right.
And the collaboration. I mean, when I grew up, the fair was it. I mean, that was the pinnacle of the year, you know, as far as everything that we did.
Yeah,
You know,
Kenny said you had to dig potatoes.
We had to have potatoes dug.
Had to dig the potatoes before you could go to the
we
fair.
had to get, I don't know that they ever were all dug. You know? We had to get the potatoes dug, you know, before the fair.
Yeah.
And we would make money because great-great-grandpa had a blacksmith shop, and our potato patch would buy it. So when we would dig those potatoes, we would get a nickel for every horseshoe or every piece of steel, you know, really, that we picked up, and then that would help us fund
Your fair go.
the fair. So, you know, there was a lot going on there,
Yes.
without a doubt. But yeah, it was, but you know, it got you participating in it, and that was a big event. I mean, church picnic was pretty big too.
Yes, it was.
You know, but you know, the fair was it, and you just look forward to that, and you know, because it was all there. There was no Florida vacations or, you know, even going to Branson or none of that
All
stuff.
of the-
You know,
That's right.
For
There
us,
was-
and
there
for a
was
lot of other people, it was
No
just here.
McDonald's or Taco Bell or anything. You look forward to being able to have food other than what mom or grandma fixed.
That's great. And a great-
Mom and Grandma were probably glad for the break too.
They probably were.
Now it's a big thing to go to mom and grandma's for dinner, you
Yes,
know,
it is.
because you know, Taco Bell and nothing in McDonald's and Taco Bell, but that the other 2 or 3 times a day. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That people eat, but you save your nickels and you did whatever, and then you enjoyed that fair, whatever, you know, the carnival was always there and will be, you know, and then, you know, everybody else's project, so you could go look at other people that had started 4-H, you know, so you were there trying to make a better boot jack, you know, then, you know, I never did good at that. Dennis always beat me, kind of thing, just so you know. He was a much better craftsman, you know, than I, but, you know, that's where it started, that's how it is, and that's still the focus of it today.
Yes.
Because if you study your lesson here and you look as, if people look through this book, and they'll see the financial thing, you know, the financial statement that is here, and the dollars that go out in premiums and contributions are unbelievable. And if you add to that the community dollars that, you know, collectively in the livestock, you know, and the ham sale and those things, it is very incredible, you know,
Yeah.
how many dollars go home with the youth. The scholarships that you guys do, correct? I mean, there's another good number, you know what I'm saying, to
Yes.
put together to let people know how much the fair is giving back,
Yes.
because it's everything.
Yes, we are very generous. We try and help in any way we can to the community, other community projects, say within the city, you know, that we help fund. It's not just at fair time.
All the buildings are, I don't say all the buildings, but most all the buildings have been built, you know what I'm saying, by the fair
Yes.
on city ground.
Yes.
And they can use those a lot of times, you know, those facilities year round.
Yes.
You know, and they do, but that's the overall purpose of it. So, you know, Cheryl, I'm not sure that if you come to our community, you know, and you look at that and you look, a lot of people say, well, $40, you know, or what is it? How much is it?
That's
A
what it is.
season, yeah.
A season pass is $40.
$40, you know, that's a lot of money. And I would say that's, you know, if you go anywhere else, you know that's not a lot of money for 4 days of, you know, of entertainment and everything that is brought there. But it's still an investment. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, they got a large family, but it's a good value investment. And I guarantee you, those that have kids, they can bring back a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? If they participate in, you know, the awards, you know what I'm saying, and those other things that, those premiums, you know, that are there, a lot of those could bring those back. But the bottom line of it is a great value, you know, and it all goes back.
Well, you know, people do complain about the price. I don't think anything of it, but then we were raised doing the fair. I know it's expensive, and I think that's why they offer the family night. 5 and under, though, are free, so when you have small kids. But it is everything in the fair except for your food. I mean, you can go and watch the tractor pull, you can watch the main stage entertainment, you can do carnival rides for as long as you want to do carnival rides. There's no time limit on that, so the value is there, you know, and you can do it for 4 days if you're so inclined to come for 4 days.
So theoretically, Woody could bring all of his 6 kids for $10, you know.
He wouldn't even have to pay $10 for all his kids because they're all under 5.
That was a little segue, folks, into a proud moment that we had this week when Woody and Devin blessed us with 2 more Schlotteks. Now, some of you may not consider that a blessing, but, you know, we are very proud, you know, grandparents of Noah and Jack, who are doing wonderful and are going to come home, I think maybe even today if things continue to go. And they were like, Noah was 6 point something and Jack was 5 point something. But, you know, the bottom line of it is it's wonderful. And, you know, there was, with 2 babies, you know, their weight was 3 times as much, you know, as the triplet that come before that. So we're blessed and we're fortunate, and we're just happy to have them part. So I'm going to make sure Woody knows that there's a great value at the fair. I don't know if the boys will be showing this year in any way, you know. But it is a good value, and we work the stands on Wednesday night most of the time, the food stand, and there is a lot you can just observe, you know what I'm saying, and you can see, you know what I'm saying, that you know, there's an awful lot of people that bring their kids and enjoy that time, and it's a great thing, and hopefully they will continue to do that, because like you said, there's all different kind of events there, and I think the you know, the barrel racing will add another element, you know what I'm saying. I mean, horses and stuff are way back in, you know, I mean, there was a period of time, but so many people are into that. I think maybe since COVID, it's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, you know, that's all good. What's your favorite thing, Cheryl? And then Brenda, you too, but what's your favorite thing of the fair?
Well, it's been a tradition to watch the Queen contest and the Little Mr. and Miss, you know, when you've had...
Because you've had participants in it too.
Yeah, Amanda, my daughter, was Fair Queen, and so we make it a tradition to watch that every year. We haven't even talked about it this year because...
You're busy.
We're busy. She's busy. She has a new baby, and
and congratulations to you too.
Yeah, the advanced season ticket collections have advanced because we lost a very dedicated Fair Board member this past year, Bob Bowl.
Yes.
And he always took care of the Herman advanced season tickets for as long as I can remember. When my parents were doing it, he, you know, took care of it. Well, so we don't have that. So we have to make the circle a little bigger picking up tickets. So we really haven't even talked about it, but that probably is one of my favorite times.
And how many Queen candidates do you know? How many are?
There are 6 or 7.
Okay, and then Little Mr. and Miss, correct?
Yes.
And
those were in the paper, the pictures.
Okay, so that's a great thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They do the opening ceremonies, award the community service awards, then the Little Mr. and Miss, and they're always so adorable. And then the Queen contest is after that. So.
And I mean, I'm impressed about just how articulate and how good the kids are today. I mean, the Queen, I usually get to interview them, you know, on the Thursday when we're at the fair. These are sharp young ladies, you know, that you know, are picked for a reason, and they're great icons because they get to go to state, correct, and participate in the at Sedalia, correct, state fair contest. But they're just really good ambassadors, you know, for, you know, Gascony County as they travel about. And kids are so amazing to me anymore, when how much they really know and how much life that they understand. I mean, for the very most part, you know. They're much smarter than I used to be, still am, you know. I mean, they know it, you know, and they wear it well. So we always look forward to who's going to be able to do that. They go around the fair, you know, and they volunteer a lot too.
There's a lot of events they have to be there for, so it's if you win, it's a lot of time, but they do it well.
I know that your family participated in livestock. You know, your daughters did, and Dennis, of course, just lived there. You know what I'm saying? And it was a passion of his. But what is your favorite part of the fair?
It is the livestock, and probably the bucket calves. On Thursday morning, I've been doing the bucket calf show for a lot of years. It's always fun to see the kids. I mean, they've got their calves like puppies. You know, they follow them around. They really know what they do.
Or not. Sometimes they stop. Just kidding.
Well, yeah. Sometimes
no, I mean, they always are broke, but I'm just saying sometimes they pull up a little bit. You know?
Sometimes, yes, they do need a little help. But it is all of the livestock at the fair. Because the kids learn a lot. They learn responsibility. They'll learn leadership. It sounds funny, learning leadership from a livestock project, but yet you do.
And you know, your daughters have excelled, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways, and you know, Terry took that livestock, you know, your daughter, and took it to a new level, because wasn't she limousine
she was on
queen or something like that?
Junior limousine board, and yes, she was for the state of Missouri. She was the limousine queen for a year, yeah.
Just curious, have your grandkids followed in those steps as far as agriculture and as far as leadership and those things?
The livestock aspect, no.
Well, because they live in corn country.
They're row crop people. But the oldest one now is in FFA, and that was yet when he was in grade school. Terry, her leadership went on with and volunteering with school organizations and whatnot, and one night they had an event at school, and Cutler said, "I've got it, Mom."
And they relaxed.
Yes, and the other parents said, "God, your son is just like you." You know? So, but he has watched. He knows, you know, how to do things. A great leader, and
a proud moment. There's no question. And Cheryl, you too. I can see, you know, all of your grandkids participating, and you know, they're following right in line, and it's great stuff.
It is. Drake will be. He's 5. He's going to have a bucket calf, and this calf thinks he's a dog, I think. And then Pierce, this is his first year. He's been a little more timid, not wanting to maybe get out there, but this year he's got pigs. And then of course Lily, I think this is her 3rd year maybe, or 4th maybe, she's got of course a steer and a heifer, and so yeah, Martin's right in there doing what he did years ago when our kids were young.
I remember a little story that Lily, when they lived at, I think this is correct, didn't she get on the roof with her calf? Or did I dream that, or
might
something?
Have been on Barnpole Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, because we talked about that, you know, in an interview or something, that, you know, I mean, it's just one of those things, and it's so good to see.
Yeah.
their participation, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? And
they're giving back for what Amanda has gone out and helped my great niece, Ellen Nieder, is also going to show pigs, and went out and tried to, give her some pointers on how to show a pig, and, don't chase them, and, just things like that.
And you say about giving back, do you remember who clipped all your steers? Terry.
Okay.
Terry clipped everybody's,
Between Dennis and Terry, yeah.
yeah, they,
Yeah.
they clipped them all and helped mentor and do, and that's just kind of what happened. Let's go through here a little bit and talk about the daily events here, and how people can get tickets and how they need to do that before they come, if they can, because it's cheaper, correct?
Correct.
But we've talked about Wednesday a little bit. Thursday, what do we got going on Thursday? The market show, correct?
The Market Barrow.
The parade, Thursday.
Swine, and we'll be announcing, Brenda, from the ring on next Thursday at this time. We'll be talking about the bucket calf show from there, and then the peewee, that the youngest one you had talked
Yes.
about. That's what's the limit on age 5?
Yes, 5, 6, and 7.
5, 6, and 7, and then the exhibit halls are open there Thursday. Dairy cattle then go right after you
Yes.
are done with that, and then the zoo for you. That's kind of a meander. Well, don't they go around?
No.
The ground.
It's like a little petting zoo, and the kids can.
Yes.
They're in their own designated space, but they have different animals, bunnies and turtles, and maybe a llama and a pony. I'm not sure what they'll bring this year, but
Yeah.
the kids can go in and pet
This-
them. And it's really good for the little ones, something that they can do. And
Yes, and the kids all seem to like it. And
Well, of
it's
course,
parents
yes.
as well, because
Well-
it's something that,
That they look forward to.
and it's small animals so they can handle them, and,
Right, exactly. And then probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest show, one of the greatest parts of the fair is the parade.
the parade.
Yeah.
Because it is huge, and unless you've walked the whole thing, and unless you've went down through it, you have no idea how many people come to watch the Gasconade County Fair Parade, because they're lined up from start to finish, 4, 5, or 6 deep, and businesses and 4-H and politicians, whoever, definitely want to be there and definitely want to, be part of that particular process, because it's got bands and, well, you name it. But it is a great parade, and I've been in numerous of those, and Owensville, I think, is amongst the best, in regard to what they do, because they got a lot of participation from local bands, you know what I'm saying, that come up and do that, and they do a great mix with it. So that parade is on
Thursday.
Thursdays,
it starts at 5, don't it, or 5:30 maybe?
5:30.
Okay, and then you come back, and you don't have to pay for that, you know what I'm saying? You can
Yes.
go and set your chairs up early, and even a lot of older people I see, they'll get their car parked right, and keep air conditioned, and, do whatever, but they get a bang out of it, there's no doubt. And then they can come back and watch the steer show. That's
That's a
the
big
big deal,
event.
you know.
That's a big
Yes.
event.
That's the time when the kids worked all summer,
All
and
year.
they get all year, right, exactly. And parents too, you work all year, to get those ready to go, and then they place them, and then Saturday they sell those, so that's all good. And the demolition derby is then, Thursday night down below, correct? And tell me about Friday.
Well, another thing on Thursday evening for our upper main
main
stage is Building 429. I don't know much about the group,
Christian group. It's a
Okay.
It's a Christian group. So, and there's
Didn't they
a lot-
have that last year, or
Yeah.
some Christian?
The
thing?
last couple, 2 or 3 years, it's been I Am They, which is also a Christian group. This is another different one. They just thought they would try a different group, but I know a lot of people look forward to that in
Yes.
our community. That's, so.
So, building 429.
Yes.
You know, I didn't read the little print because I couldn't see it.
Forgot your glasses, Charlie.
Yeah, well, so then Friday, it's another full day.
Yes, it is. We have the,
Beef, sheep, and goats, a
More
carnival's
livestock.
going on. The first one I've ever participated, and you were there, was the pedal pull. The Thrashers had one, and
Right.
we were all there, you know what I'm saying, because it was Weston's first, my grandson's first one. But this is a big deal.
Yes.
This is a huge deal, and
Yes.
everybody gets an absolute bang out of it, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I mean,
Well, Martin always participated, and he had many tractors, so now Drake, his son, is continuing with the tradition of the tractor pull. So it's fun to see how it continues.
and it's an introduction on a low level, you know what I'm saying, to be able to use your skills, and you could almost tell that some of them are showmen already.
Your
It's just-
grandson was one where I swear he was politicking all the way down as he was pedaling away.
So that is at what time? 6 o'clock?
yes. Sign up starting at 5:30.
What is Ozark Highlanders Association, or what are they?
Those are the tractor and truck
Yes,
pull.
that is
okay.
the antique tractors.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
And that'll be down below,
And
of
that'll be
course.
in
Yes.
the lower field,
And then the truck and tractor pull, correct?
right?
Yes,
That's the big boys, right? That's the modified or whatever, the pro stock or what, or maybe not, I don't
It
know.
is, I think.
Well, they got them, I don't know all those
that's
acronyms,
the
but anyway.
Southern Missouri.
Any gearhead gonna know.
Yeah,
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know. And then garden tractors down there, barely covered band.
that is a local
Local
band.
band.
Okay.
From, I think, all made up from Owensville
They are.
people. And they will be at the beer garden
Okay.
from 8 until close.
And then the Oak Ridge Boys.
That's the main stage.
And they have been there
They were here in
maybe 2 or
2000
3 times in their life. I don't know.
2018 they were here, and people enjoy them because they're.
Of course, we
Yeah.
recognize with
Yes,
them.
yes.
Yeah.
That is a lot. We've had some younger entertainers before, and they'll go, well, I've never heard of them.
Right.
But when they see the Oak Ridge Boys, or like Tracy Lawrence, who has been there before, they recognize the name, they're gonna make sure and come, and they line up either on the ball diamond or the string, what do they call them, the silver something, along the street.
And them chairs are probably sitting up there now.
Well, that's like parade chairs. There might be some chairs out there already along the parade route this morning. They want their spot.
Well, I mean, the Oak Ridge Boys will be a big show. There's no
Yes.
question about it at all.
That is
Because they
true.
resonate, and they've been there, and they put on a great performance, you
Yes.
know. And
Yes.
so that's big. And then we go into Saturday, okay? And they got a car show?
Yes, down at the lower field, this is probably
3 or
the
4 years, something like that.
4th to 5th year.
And is that the local?
Yes, it's
Same
it's our
car club
local.
that does the honor flight
Here.
fundraiser here, yes.
And we had just FY, we had a great event here for the Honor Flight 2 weeks ago. With the GTA put it on. And I think they raised about $16,000 for the Honor Flight.
Oh, wow,
And the
that's
last
wonderful.
Honor Flight, they totally paid for.
Right.
And Kenny is, my brother is, participant in that. And we were talking about it, I think this year. It's such a long day for them to fly out of here, you know, go to Washington D.C. and spend all day. It's almost 20 hours, and you know, that's a lot for anybody, you know. But I think they're going to spend the night, you know,
In October,
in October.
Their first overnight trip.
Really?
So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a great deal. And yeah, GTA does a lot of work, you know, for them. Okay, the exhibit halls are open, annual barbecue cook-off. Something I don't want to miss. But I do. And there are some really good cooks around.
Yes.
There's no
Yes.
question about it. Several White Mule winery cooks participated in that, you know, the Altemeyers and,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yes.
I'm not sure, does Bubba do that? I don't know if he does or not.
He did a number of years ago, but I don't think he does anymore since Olivia has escaped.
Right, right. So that's all Saturday. We got a cornhole tournament. Have they had that before?
This
3
is
years.
their third year
Okay.
for doing that. And I've never watched it, but people really enjoy doing them.
Of course. I mean, it wouldn't be my bailiwick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you know, the Legion in Rosebud has that all
dear.
winter a lot of times where they're a nice, you know, sport just to get together and
Yeah.
have a little competition, and you know, that's great. And the carnival, of course, is there every day. The youth livestock sale, we'll talk about that because that's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, you know, how many dollars, you know, but you know, that they do, but it's very impressive. It's in the I'm thinking it was close to you know, maybe 300,000 to 400,000 or something like. I'll look it up and check it out. It's huge.
I think last year it was a little over 400,000.
I concur with that.
I should remember those figures, but I've slept since then.
You have.
Oh, yeah, a time or two.
So that's huge, and that is,
Yes.
you know, the kids work very hard for that, and you know, the businesses support them because I would say that, you know, 90% of those funds go for furthering education.
Yes, they
That's
do.
that's what our kids, that's their money we put aside, and that helped pay for their college education.
And Gracie and Gussie and Woody, you know, that was a big part of it. That
Yes.
cutting grass, right?
Yep.
You know, so you know, that goes a long way to help them, and people know that. And speaking of giving, there, you have a scholarship program too, do you not? The Fair Board.
Yes, we do.
So you'll be giving out scholarships this year, I'm sure.
Yes, there's 4 recipients,
Okay.
2 from the Herman area and 2 from
Owensville.
They will be recognized on Wednesday evening when we
Okay.
have the opening ceremony.
Well, that's a great deal. So, so the livestock sale will be starting at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
And we will be there to, Sam just said we'll be there to do the livestock sale on KTUI 1560 AM. It might be 102.1 also. I'm not sure, but we'll talk and we'll let people know there. But that's a good big thing. There's no doubt. And the kids' nickel scramble is still. Are they still using nickels?
Yes, we're still using
Haven't
nickels.
graduated to quarters.
Yeah.
Church, a lot of church graduated
I
to
know,
quarters.
church
But they would,
graduated to quarters.
you know,
I think
we don't have as many as,
No.
you know.
Yeah.
And they need to know the value of a nickel. There's no question about it. And then down below Saturday is the tractor pull, the truck and tractor pull. I think that's the big boys. And then Missouri Farm Pullers are there too. There's so many of these associations, you know, anymore that it's hard for me to follow. But it's a good thing, and it's such a nice facility down there. You know, the Fair Board has started that. It's a great outdoor arena. The seating is. They continue to add on to that, and you know, they got the food stand down there now, so it's handy. And I would almost say that an awful lot of people never make it up you know what I'm saying, up to the upper part of the fair, because that's where they want to be, with the
That
tractors
is-
and trucks and the livestock right there,
Yes.
you know?
We are lucky in our location that we are able to offer the upper entertainment and then the lower, and we're getting two sets of people, you know, what their
Right.
likes are. Yeah, we're lucky in that aspect.
Yes, no question. Iron Road Band will be playing at the lower beer garden, correct? Which is a local,
And that is
local, and they're, you know, they come out here a lot. And then Tracy Lawrence, I mean, he's big.
Yes.
I don't know how big, but I know who he is anyway. What's some of his songs, you know?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Well, yeah,
Time
of
March
course.
is on.
Okay, Time March, I know that one, you know?
Paint Me a Birmingham.
Oh.
You want to sing a little few bars?
No,
of
you
that?
can.
No, I want to bring people in. But people you'll know, Tracy Lawrence is there, and he starts at 8:30. So there's a horseshoe tournament going on daily there. And I wanted to talk about the handicap parking, because so many people are in that particular situation. Some are very short term with knee surgeries and, you know, hips and whatever there, but the Fair Board puts away a great parking place, you know what I'm saying, for everybody to get there. And you know, the other part, what they do is a lot of times older people, there's a lot of these ATVs and side-by-sides that take
Golf
people,
carts.
golf
Yes.
carts.
Yes, we do have the handicap transportation. They just need to make sure and let somebody know that, you know, they need that. And because, yeah, that hill is a killer if you have to try and get up it.
Don't necessarily have to be handicapped.
No, you don't.
After the fifth
Agreed.
time, you know what
You're
I'm saying, and it's 100 degrees, you know? I think that's why some people just stay at the lower field.
That could be. But if they need a ride up, just let somebody know.
So there you go. It's laid out there. There's something every day. It's going to be a big show. And, you know, they've got the admission here. Wednesday is $10, Thursday is $15. These are daily prices, okay?
Yeah, correct.
Friday is $25 and Saturday is $35. So the best thing to do is get your preseason passes for $40, and they are available where? A lot of places.
Yeah, a lot of places. In town, it's at the banks, all the banks, Walmart, Break Time,
Rosebud General.
Rosebud General, and then the banks in,
Herman, I'm sure, have them.
Herman has them at the banks, Save a Lot, Village Market, Courthouse. Then we have tickets available in New Haven at 2 locations, at Citizens Bank and Feed Store. So we have tickets available in Bell at the bank and Macy's Market, in Cuba at Macy's Market, Bland at the K&M Country Store gas station. So they're all over.
But-
And you can also buy them online through Eventbrite.
Yes, through Eventbrite.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I want to make I didn't notice it here, but they are available Wednesday at the gate, only Wednesday, but they are $45
Right.
instead of $40. So if you're buying, you know, go to the bank, and grandparents, just go ahead and buck up. You know what I'm saying? Go get them, and for the grandkids, and you know, but only 5 and
5 and under. are free.
5 and
5 and
over.
under.
Yeah, 5 and under are free.
So they got to be 6 years old before you can buy
Right,
one.
Before you
Yeah.
have to buy a ticket.
And let me say that 4 or 6 years old get a lot of value,
Oh, they do.
probably the most, you know, to some degree, and it's basically free for them.
Right.
So get your tickets early, and absolutely enjoy the fair. Hey, ladies, I just looked at my watch. It's go over, you know.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, go right ahead.
We talked about it being a complete volunteer. We are in need of some volunteers to work several lunch stands, So if you're willing to volunteer and you're on the grounds, come by the fair office and let the ladies in the office know.
Of course, which will be you all.
Well,
Because
I'm
under
usually in
Cheryl,
my
yes,
little
I
office.
She's in
understand.
her office. I'm in there quite a bit.
Well,
But because it is a community service and the fair is
Of course
for
it
the
is.
community.
well, it's a great place to go, a great place to celebrate our community and celebrate your family. And we're blessed and fortunate to have such a fair in our particular area and create so many lasting memories, that will continue to go on. Ladies, thank you very much for what you do, the entire fair board, and all the volunteers here. Thanks for your leadership, and your willingness to continue to serve, because, it is what you do, Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you. What do you got, Gracie? I know.
I got a couple things here. Back to school fair will be for families who need a helping hand. Gaston County R2 students in kindergarten through 12th grade. That'll be Thursday, August 11th from 2 until 4 at the New Hope United Methodist Church, and that's a drive-through event. This Friday night at the White Mule, we will be serving steak, salmon, shrimp, and beef kebabs from 5 until 8:30. Saturday is pizza, wings, and hamburgers from noon until 5, and then our steak dinners after that. Sunday's all you can eat, pan-fried chicken from 11 until 3:30.
There you go. You're ready for another week, and go get your fair passes ASAP. And next week, we will see you next Thursday morning from the Gaston County Fair, and we'll be there and hope you will too. God bless you, and we will see you next